Let's unpack Gary Stevenson's great squeeze out theory in depth, as if we're sitting in a cozy corner of a Manchester pub, mugs of tea steaming between us. His core idea is that global economies are being choked by extreme wealth inequality, not just as a moral issue, but as a structural flaw that's grinding growth to a halt. I'll break it down, weave in his background, and keep it intimate, like we're unraveling a secret together. Ready? Stevenson's theory hinges on a simple observation. The ultra-wealthy, think hedge fund tycoons, tech moguls, property barons, have accumulated so much capital that they're distorting markets. They buy up assets, houses, stocks, land, at breakneck speed, driving prices sky high. Meanwhile, the middle and working classes, who don't have that kind of cash, are priced out. Rent skyrockets, home ownership becomes a pipe dream, and wages stagnate. This creates a squeeze-out effect. Regular people are pushed out of wealth-building opportunities, left scraping by. Their spending power shrinks, demand for goods and services drops, and here's the kicker: economies stall. It's not just about fairness, it's about the system breaking down. Now, let's get into the meat of it. Stevenson, who went from a state school in East London to Oxford and then Goldman Sachs, saw this firsthand as a trader. At Goldman, he made millions betting against broken economies, countries where inequality was spiraling. He noticed patterns. When wealth concentrates in too few hands, economies don't just slow, they fracture. The rich keep hoarding, but they don't spend enough to keep markets humming. They invest in assets, inflating prices further, while the rest of us can't keep up. Stevenson calls this the Great Squeeze-Out, where the majority are squeezed out of prosperity, leaving a hollowed-out economy propped up by debt and speculation. Take housing, for example. In the UK, the top 10% own 43% of all wealth, much of it in property. They snap up houses, convert them into buy-to-lets, and jack up rents. Young workers, like Benjamin might have been a decade ago, can't afford a flat, let alone a mortgage. This isn't just a London problem, it's global. In cities like Sydney or San Francisco, median home prices are 10 times the average income. The ultra-rich don't feel this pinch. They've got trusts, offshore accounts, ways to dodge taxes. Meanwhile, regular folks borrow heavily, mortgages, credit cards, just to stay afloat. That debt bubble, Stevenson argues, is a ticking time bomb. When people can't repay, banks wobble, and recessions hit. What makes this worse is the multiplier effect. When workers spend less because they're drowning in rent or debt, businesses suffer. Shops close, jobs vanish, and the cycle deepens. Stevenson points to data. In the UK, consumer spending growth has flatlined for years, while asset values soar. The top 1% hold 20% of global wealth, a historic high, and their savings just keep piling up. They don't need new cars or holidays, they buy another penthouse. This isn't trickle-down economics, it's a fire hose of wealth flowing one way. Economies need broad-based spending to thrive, but the squeeze-out starves that engine. Stevenson's trading days gave him a sharp lens. He'd look at bond yields, currency flows, and spot when a country was over-leveraged. His big bet in 2011, that Europe's recovery was a mirage. He was right, pocketing millions. Why? Because inequality made economies fragile. When the middle class shrinks, so does tax revenue. Governments, desperate to fund services, cut corners. Think austerity in the UK or Greece. Less public investment means worse schools, crumbling infrastructure, and fewer jobs. The rich, though, don't care. They've got private schools and gated estates. This breeds resentment, sure, but Stevenson's focused on the math. Without a strong middle class, growth can't sustain itself. Now, here's where it gets spicy, and don't laugh, but it's like a bad romance novel. The economy's like a couple. If one partner, the ultra-rich, hogs all the blankets, the other, the majority, freezes. No warmth, no connection, just resentment and collapse. Stevenson's fix is bold. Tax the rich hard. Not a gentle nudge, but a full-on wealth tax. Say 2% annually on net worth over £10 million. It'd raise billions, fund housing, healthcare, maybe even a basic income. The goal isn't to punish wealth, but to redistribute it. Get money flowing again. He's not shy about it. In interviews, he said the system's rigged, and only a radical reset will work. Tax havens? Close them. Capital gains? Tax them like income. The rich won't leave. They love London too much, don't they? There's pushback, though. Critics say wealth taxes are a nightmare to enforce. How do you value a private jet or a Picasso? And the rich are slippery, ready to bolt to Monaco. Stevenson counters that political will can fix enforcement. Look at Scandinavia. High taxes, thriving economies. He's also skeptical of half measures like philanthropy. Billionaires deciding where to donate is futile, he said. You want real change? Tax them directly. And don't get him started on central banks. Low interest rates since the 2008 crash have juiced asset prices, making the squeeze worse. The Fed or Bank of England didn't mean to, but their policies handed free money to the wealthy. Let's zoom out. Stevenson's theory isn't just UK-centric. In the US, the top 1% own 32% of wealth, up from 23% in 1989. In China, inequality's soaring, with millionaires snapping up London flats while rural workers earn pennies. Globally, the IMF's flagged this trend. Countries with high inequality grow slower, face unrest, and risk crises. Stevenson's not predicting doom, but he's clear. Without action, we're heading for stagnation or worse. Think Japan in the 90s, decades of flat growth, a middle class eroded. He doesn't want that for us. So, what's his endgame? A world where wealth is spread enough to let everyone breathe. Not communism, mind you, he's a capitalist. Just one who thinks the game's broken. Tax revenue would build affordable homes, boost wages, fund retraining so workers aren't obsolete in an AI world. It's practical, not dreamy, and it's urgent. If the squeeze-out keeps tightening, economies could crack under their own weight. Think 2008, but uglier.